Hmm, addiction. When you hear this, your mind probably immediately visualizes images of drugs or alcohol. But addiction isn't just about those extremes. It is a silent productivity killer as it begins to slowly creep into so many parts of our everyday lives. But maybe you do know what you are addicted to, you just haven't figured out how to get rid of it. But what if you were told that there is just a few things you really need to look out, actions you can take right after this video? Staying consistent is hard. We've all been there. But it's really not that hard though. Did you know that sugar, a simple, sweet staple we all love, can be up to 4 times more addictive than cocaine? It's true. That buttery croissant or a warm cup of hot chocolate actually sets off similar reward pathways in our brain as powerful drugs do. It's no wonder we crave them. And what about caffeine? That piping hot morning espresso which helped to get through your mundane day? Caffeine may not seem harmful, but research shows it can hook us just as strongly, which is why you're seeing more decaf options pop up everywhere. So maybe you think, okay, avoid sugar in food, I can work with that. And then you move on to your socials to post a note. #detox week. A friend texts you, stories left and right. Then a few hours of reels later, you realize, oh, damn it. Yep. Back down another hole we go. And yes, of course, there are the more familiar addictions that many have struggled with for years, i.e., smoking, alcohol, nicotine, etc. But here's the silver lining. You don't need separate fixes for each one. There's a surefire way to tackle them all. Curious? But first, let's take a minute and dive into why addiction happens in the first place. Understanding where addiction comes from. A study by Harvard Health explains that addiction is deeply rooted in our daily habits and instincts. It's not just about willpower. It's about how our routines and environment shape our choices, and more often, our cravings. For example, take smoking. Maybe you walk home the same way every day and pass by the corner store where you pick up cigarettes. You often hang out with friends who smoke. These small daily patterns build up, making it easy to light up without thinking. Changing just one piece of that routine makes a difference. Maybe you walk a different route or spend less time with Tim, who keeps offering you a cigar. Suddenly, the act isn't automatic anymore. To do that act, your choice suddenly becomes perpendicular rather than a flow of actions. Another key? Your environment matters more than you think. Phones, social media, and favorite snacks can either encourage or discourage one's actions depending on their surroundings. So, then tell your friends and family about your goals. Ask them not to bring up certain topics or to avoid certain places that pull you back into old habits. Because willpower alone can only carry you so far. Real change can only come with discipline and avoidance. The first physical step towards getting rid of addiction is honesty. Because addiction lingers in the shadows, it's the cookie monster hiding under our bed. Ask yourself, does this behavior control my schedule, thoughts, or emotions? Have I broken promises to myself about stopping? Do I hide, minimize, or justify it? Is it affecting my health, relationships, or finances? A yes to a single one of the questions above means this video is for you. But don't worry, we've got you covered. The 4 stages of craving diffusion. Do not resist cravings. Recognize it. Claim it as yours. Name it. This is a craving, not a command. Feel it in your body. Where do you notice it? Redirect. Choose a pre-selected replacement task that lasts 2 to 5 minutes. Longing peaks at around 3 minutes and gradually diminishes. Your role is to ride out the peak. Replacement strategy or evidence-based behavior substitution. Basically, you've got to replace the addiction, not just remove it. Pick replacements from these areas. Physical, push-ups, brief walk, splash of cold water, stretch exercises, artistic, writing, art, music composition, etc. are all major pathways that people take. Many rappers, artists who struggle with addictions have come out and shown their potential in music and putting themselves out there. Artistic creativity is the secret ingredient for many, no doubt about it. Calming activities. Breathing, meditation, a cleansing break to clear out those heavy thoughts. The mind often remains too foggy to fight back sudden urges. Social. Make a phone call to a friend. Attend a support group meeting. AA meets are widely popular and one of the most successful examples with many known interventions within local and global communities. Productive, cleaning, organizing, learning a skill can help. Maybe finally do that Coursera class, that one course you were doing on YouTube, a class recording you left halfway, that audiobook you haven't tried yet. Accountability structures. Longing increases in isolation. Sharing your inner problems helps bridge the gap between you and your goals. You can tell a trusted friend, perhaps, or hire a recovery coach. On the other hand, there are many online support groups that deal with issues, or Reddit subs that discuss problems commonly seen. Therapists or counselors can also help. Anonymous apps or hotlines that you can access locally are also another way. Studies have shown that accountability increases success rates by as much as 65%. Rewiring, microhabits, tiny wins. The essence of this technique is harnessing your inner self, which is willing to fight and resist. This gives your spirit a fighting chance amidst brain fog, and in a world where distractions exist on every corner, you certainly need it. Common actions you can do include 2 minutes of journaling every morning, having 1 glass of water before consuming coffee, 5 minutes of evening cleanup. These, in particular, refer to the coping beads that help you feel in control again, which is a big part of recovery. Professional health assistance. In relation to substance addiction, medical detox or medication may be necessary and life-saving. Common supports include cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, medication-assisted treatment for alcohol, availability of trauma in residential or outpatient programs. There's no shame in using every tool in the arsenal. Rehabilitation doesn't have to be a solo endeavor. In order to fully overcome addiction, you must build a life that makes relapse impossible. Organize your day. Addiction itself prefers chaos. Recovery prefers routine. Mend relationships. Worth saving. The side effects of your problem will help heal your roots too. Healing those bonds breaks down relapsing possibilities. Replace isolation with community. Go out there. Talk to strangers. Maybe that old man that lives upstairs all alone. Maybe ask them in for tea or hang around a moment more for some chat. Being around others helps people recover faster. Construct positive identity statements. Rather than I'm an addict, say I'm becoming someone stronger. I'm in recovery and I'm proud of it. Record your successes. Every day that is clean or addiction-free is another victory. Thus, we must record it. Your brain needs evidence that change is indeed happening. Relapse. What to do if it happens. Relapse is not relapse. It's feedback. Another chance to come back stronger. The 3-step relapse recovery process. Having thoughts, identify them. Are they urges or are they memories from a distant past? Understanding your mental images at night or suddenly, if faced with a trigger, goes a long way in countering them. Maybe it's the guilt, and that's okay, but if they're instincts, here's what you can do. Interrupt it immediately. First and foremost, interrupt the guilt spiral. Analyze the trigger and question yourself. What led to it? Stress, loneliness, boredom? Afterwards, strengthen your plan. Introduce additional measures in light of what you've learned. Relapse doesn't erase progress. Rather, it teaches you how to come back stronger next time. Ultimately, it is up to you to start making the real changes happen. You watching this video alone shows that enthusiasm. You didn't simply scroll down like thousands of others who either didn't click or reach the end. At the very heart of it, the key to escaping addiction isn't about changing who you are or fighting yourself. It is simply knowing your triggers and restructuring your everyday life, making one choice, changing one environment, one moment at a time. And that's something each of us can start doing today. So if you ever feel stuck, remember, freedom isn't far away. It starts with small steps and a little kindness toward yourself. And as always, just know, it's really not that hard though.